Hello, I'm Priscilla Estrada.
And I'm Chris Ruffin. Here at the University of Alabama, sports is a major part of student life, but it doesn't start in college.
It starts young, watching sports on TV with family and playing ball in the yard with neighborhood kids.
Even for those who don't play in Alabama, it's hard not to know what's going on.
Now we're exploring the impact sports has on the community as a whole, starting with the Miracle League, whose goal is to make all children feel included through the world of sports.
I really enjoy coming out to Miracle League. It's a great way for these players to have fun, be a part of something that they don't usually get to be a part of. And everyone out here has their own abilities they can show off, and they're all great ball players, and I really enjoy.
Brad Gardner spends his time volunteering at Miracle League of Tuscaloosa, a team with the mantra, everyone deserves a chance to play baseball. Every Saturday, these kids hit the field for the game. Each player brings their own strength to the team. Crossing home plate brings a smile to each of their faces. Miracle League recently had stadium lights installed. Now kids and fans can enjoy night baseball games.
And we start with a look at a sport that's often overlooked in our football-dominated state. A high school coach is trying to bring more attention to wrestling. The University of Alabama's Danielle Burney takes a look at the impact he's having.
Make it more. Here we go.
Coach Hartzog is like any other coach, trying to make a difference to his players. 3 years ago, wrestling was non-existent, with football, baseball, and basketball being Alexandria High School's main focus.
Being at the elementary, I was actually asked if I would do it as an after-school type program. And I thought, well, yeah, we'll try it, see how it goes.
It did well. Coach Hartzog said it reinforced the fact it was ridiculous for the high school to not start a wrestling team.
And I thought, why in the world did this community not have it? Because I know they're successful in everything else they do. I figured they'd be successful in wrestling.
With this mindset, Coach Hartzog began putting word out about the team. But Coach didn't just make this a team. He made it a family.
I think he's the greatest coach in the world. I wouldn't want any other coach. He's been my coach since elementary school, so I guess he's just like a father figure.
With only having the program for 3 years, Coach Hartzog is seeing success. 5 of his players have gone to state, and he's been named Coach of the Year.
He's a great coach. I agree with that. He should have been Coach of the Year. He comes out here. He loves every one of us. He gives us all.
Coach Hartzog says the community's interest has also started to grow with the success of the program. And next year he hopes to gain wrestlers by recruiting kids that didn't make other sports teams. For the University of Alabama, I'm Danielle Burney reporting.
Now, Alexandria gets to add its first national champion, Christian Knopp, to his wall of championships. The team had 2 others finish 2nd and 3rd, with the team placing 7th overall.
Most high school football teams get their attention for breaking records and winning games. But one local team stands out because of who led their kicking game this past season. Savannah Ryer started playing football the summer after her freshman year of high school. Over the past 3 years of playing football, her kicking ability became obvious. Her best kick of the season was a 32-yard field goal. Football is a physical sport, but Savannah says being on the field with the guys doesn't intimidate her.
But with some teams, it's like we're going to rush harder because we don't want a girl scoring on us. And I kind of take that as motivation because it just feels that much better when you do make the kick. So.
Not only is Savannah a star on the football field, she is also a starter on Northridge's basketball and soccer team.
And female athletes at the college level are working to empower young women. Hunter King is in the newsroom to see how some are celebrating Women in Sports Day. Hunter.
Chris, University of Alabama athletes spent that day at local elementary schools.
Roll Tide!
They shared stories about personal obstacles they faced. UA athletes also talked about the importance of balancing school and grades, putting emphasis on being a student before being an athlete. Haley McClenny is a senior and an outfielder for the Crimson Tide softball team. She says women in athletics are doing amazing things, and she hopes she can just inspire kids.
You know, if we can inspire these kids, whatever it is, if it's athletics, if it's music or art or anything, you know, just to inspire them to go after whatever it is that they want and to work hard at it, and good things are going to follow that. And just how far females have come in athletics and how much further we still have to go, it's inspiring.
Next year, Women in Sports Day will be celebrated February 3rd. In the newsroom, I'm Hunter King for the University of Alabama.
Thank you, Hunter. And through the years, horses have been used for various reasons, from pulling wagons to helping farmers in the field. Now, as I found out, they're playing a much different role in our community.
I want doing his hair, but I don't want to hurt him.
Meet David, a patient at Therapeutic Riding of Tuscaloosa.
We've had kids come out here that have never smiled. Really sad. They come out here and we put them on horseback and then they have like this ear-to-ear grin, and I just get like goosebumps thinking about it because it's just the sweetest thing. And
Therapeutic riding involves a rider with special needs, a specially trained horse like Jet, a leader, sidewalker, and a specially trained instructor.
And I can see the same results in a period of 6 weeks that it would have taken me a year to get in the office. So it's effective, it's much quicker, and it's really a lot of fun. Kids thrive out here in this environment with the animals and the fresh air.
Trot is a nonprofit organization that has been serving those with special needs for over 20 years, from anxious riders to patients with autism.
Seeing the connection with the horse and the rider and the kids that have behavior problems, and they get on the horse and they're a different kid.
Patients like David look forward to coming every week, making a lifelong friend.
I like him because he walks fast.
Trot is always looking for donations and volunteers to assist the horses and patients. If you would like to help, you can call them at 205-331-6990.
The city of McCalla is hosting a unique sports tournament, an event that's attracted hundreds of competitors from around the world. At Tanny Hill Historic State Park, archers of all ages and skill levels are participating in the 6th annual pre-spring arrow fling, and more than 400 people are competing in a 3-day event. With campgrounds on site, it's a popular event for families.
It's one of the greatest family events I think I've ever been involved with. I just like the competitiveness or the non-competitiveness. I shoot with my friends, shoot with my wife. My wife shoots a longbow. It's what I call therapy.
And the pre-spring arrow fling has a total of $27,000 for the Camp Jack Wright Boy Scouts.
Sports can take on many forms, from on the field to on the hardwood, but winning isn't what it's always about. The University of Alabama's Ashlyn Irons is in the newsroom to show us how some athletes are putting their skills to good use. Ashlyn.
Priscilla, instead of playing for a trophy, these locals played for something much more important. Saturday marked the grand finale of the University of Alabama's Dance Marathon, an all-year-long fundraiser geared at raising money for Children's Miracle Network. The event proved extra special as participants were able to meet some of the kids they were raising money for, who are patients at Children's of Alabama in Birmingham. Wendy Boyette, mother of one of UADM's miracle kids, Trace, describes what it's like to be able to see her son run, play games, and dance like a normal kid.
That is the best feeling a mom could ever get. You would think that he was coming to be with thousands of brothers and sisters, because that's exactly how these kids treat him.
The miracle kids and families' lives are not the only ones being touched. Participant Kaylee Evers talks about her special connection with Trace that's grown over her time with the event.
Trace, I've learned a lot from him, but really he just lives for the day. He tries to take everything in and tries to do as much as possible.
This nationally based fundraiser runs off of one slogan: stand for the kids who can't. But former Children's of Alabama patient and now ambassador, Lindsay Jones, explains how her experience at the hospital is what actually taught her to stand again in more than just a physical sense.
Cancer has really shaped my life. It has made me into the woman I am today, because when you've overcome something as great as cancer, with God and a positive attitude on your side, you can overcome anything.
UADM exceeded their goal for this year, raising over $200,000.
The University of Alabama's Adaptive Athletics program moved closer to a bigger goal this week, getting their own dedicated facility. It all kicked off at the Night of Champions event.
Athletes from Adapted Athletics signed autographs for fans, and several coaches spoke to the public about the success of Adapted Athletics over its 13-year history. They've brought home 7 national championships since their inception in 2003. Before the event, they announced a $3 million donation to go towards building a new adapted athletics facility. The donors, Mike and Kathy Morn, said their gift is well deserved by the athletes and coaches who give so much to the university.
I think Alabama's known for not being outspent by anybody on able-bodied sports, and I think this shows that you know, there's a warm spot in the Crimson Heart for every athlete. And as you said, these are athletes. If anybody has any doubt about that, they should come to the game.
Construction on the new facility is expected to begin in November of this year. It's projected to be finished in 2018.
And 2 big programs that go hand in hand here at the university know something about winning: football and cheerleading. Katie Barnett shows us how they stay healthy and prepare for competition.
Cheerleading and football go hand in hand, especially at the University of Alabama. These students have been training their entire lives to compete at the collegiate level. That's why their health and safety takes priority. Though cheer and football train equally as hard, they have to train differently to fit their unique needs, such as tossing girls in the air or being tackled. Cassie Vokes, athletic trainer to Alabama cheer, dance, and mascots, explains how her athletes stay healthy through nutrition and especially hydration.
You know, not just water, but also Gatorade, because when you sweat, you also lose salt, and that's something that you need to get replenished through what you're drinking, what you're eating. But a big thing that people don't think about is that you need to drink water throughout the day.
These are 2 extremely different sports, but here at the University of Alabama, everyone works and trains towards one goal. For football, strength training is what keeps these players in the best shape. And even though lifting heavy weights like this is necessary, Tyler Owens, strength coach to Alabama football, says that focusing on taking care of the little things is what helps his athletes prevent injury so they can play better and play longer.
Taking care of your ankles, your shoulders, your elbows, stuff like that usually are chronically causing injuries. So I think stuff like that, doing rotator cuff work, stretching your Achilles, stuff like that.
Tuscaloosa is known as Title Town for a reason, and these athletes are no strangers to championships. But what goes on behind the closed doors of the weight room is what these athletes can attribute their success to. For the University of Alabama, I'm Katie Barnett reporting.
The Tide took home the football national championship this year and placed top 3 in the country in cheerleading. Even for people who don't play on a sports team, with the new year in full swing, people are beginning to pack the local gyms. Staying fit and healthy was on the list of many people's New Year's resolution. At the local YMCA, the treadmill was the most popular piece of equipment. Many brought friends along for moral support, and workers say it's been exciting to see the new faces.
I mean, it's just good because you can see, like, they're excited and motivated because, you know, everybody want to first start. That's what it's just, like, good just to see everybody's, like, happy to, you know, get on in here, work out.
The YMCA has seen more new gym memberships this year than in the same time as last year. This week, the football team met with the President Barack Obama at the White House. This is the 4th time in 7 years the president has congratulated the team for the national championship win.
We hope you've learned a lot about the role sports plays in the southern communities such as ours. From the University of Alabama, I'm Priscilla Estrada.
And I'm Chris Ruffin. Have a great day.